What's up, everybody? I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. This was crazy. I was not expecting to do this video. I know you guys are not used to seeing me this often in one day, but you guys asked for content, so I'm giving you content. Guys, the girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. Melody Holt and Martell Holt are going at it on Instagram. And I don't think it's just for publicity. I think that it's a nasty sign of a nasty divorce. They are fighting like cats and dogs, and we got to review it. I woke up to this morning, and then when I clicked on YouTube, my homie Really B was covering it, and so I got some laughs. And then Martell responded, so y'all know I had to come back and bring it to you guys. This is too much. This is too much. Like, it's a lot. So we're gonna get right into it, but we got video allegedly of Melody cheating. We got Martell stalking her. It's everything that the OWN network appreciates. Don't get me Oprah. Don't get me Oprah. You know I'm friends with Kathy Griffin. Kathy Hilton. Don't get me. What's up, y'all? Okay. I'm tempted to drop the link because I know I have somebody in here who is pretty decently cool with Melody, I would say. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. This will be one of y'all's lives. Oh, y'all already know what I'm talking about. I have dropped the link. We are about to get into it. Just remember, you guys, if you come up, no cursing. We're starting from the beginning and we're going through all of them. The only one benefiting, I think, is Coleslaw's birthday, y'all. I don't know. It started off with Melody saying, "We outgrow people when we outgrow a version of ourselves," which is true. It starts off calm. It started off calm, but it got messy real quick, real quick. She says, and talking about some numbers, using the same method you using and calling babysitting, which ain't it. Hell, you at 19. Shake my damn head. These miserable, bitter, narcissistics ain't no joke. Shake my head. So what she's talking about, y'all, I gotta whisper and get close. What she's talking about is the amount of babysitters she has gone through. Is this what we're fighting about? Let's keep going. It's been nonstop all day. Exactly. Y'all, yeah, hit the like button. What are y'all doing? What's up, Stu? What's up, Real Estate Insider? Angela, Sassy Girl, Peaches. I see you guys, Ellen, Cotty, Fifi. Okay. I should have pinned that comment. Hold on. Let me pin this real quick. So if anybody does want to come up, they can come right up. What did I do with the link? Let me drop the link again. I dropped the link. I'm gonna pin it so that oh, I can't pin it from here. Oh well. I'll just drop the link throughout. Okay. Let's keep going. While they need a live at the time. I had to go live. Again, I had already made some videos for you guys today, but this was just too much. Where we at? Okay. Sat my kids down and had them give you names of anybody, family or not, who has watched them for any time, even if I went down the road to the store. That's some real Alabama talk. If I went downstairs to the store. And gave peach cobbler to whoever told the most. A scoop of ice cream was for the second most. Popsicle for who told the least. Shame. That's why I ain't settling or mediating SHIT about this, period. Something's missing in the head. Now, y'all, what she's talking about is Martell, of all people, is now trying to go for sole custody of the kid. This is bad on all fronts because the judge will see, and they are now both guilty of it. If Melody would just maintain taking the high road, I'm sure she'll come out on top because she's had custody of those kids since the beginning. It would make no sense to take them from their mother. for sole custody. Like, is Melody on drugs or something? Like, there would be no reason to do that. It's just Martell being vindictive. Um, but okay, while we're at it, you bribing the kids with ice cream and peach cobbler. That's what we're doing. And a popsicle for the one who told on Melody the least. Y'all, that's some childish. That's childish. That's real childish. Hey, Simply, hey, Red Label, we getting into the mess. We're getting into the mess, and we haven't even gotten the coleslaw and charade. And now I'm done for the day. It's fun times with the kiddos. Now Melody is at a water park, or she was at a water park with them kids, but she didn't stop. And because she didn't stop, we won't stop. She says, "Who fixing to have 4 kids with a bad parent?" Shake my head. Exactly. Y'all ain't hear me say nothing but positive about this man when it came to parenting. And until the divorce, it was true. But since the divorce, the veil has been removed, and it's a lot that ain't okay. It's a lot of hurt and bitterness being taken out on my kids, and I see it, and my kids feel it. Now keep bringing up your ass to social media, and I'm gonna keep tearing your ass up from this day forward. So Melody at this point has said your ass is grass, and I'ma f you up every time you talk about me online. Melody said, when you go high, I go to hell. And I'm here for it. What's wrong with dual custody? That is such a fair custody agreement. Martell is messy for vengeance and it's traumatizing the children. Y'all, the children are going to see this. Melanie and Martell have probably like 1 million Instagram followers combined. And when you throw in coleslaw 75,000, people are going to see this. And some of his kids are old enough to know that they're fighting, that they're divorced. Well, all the kids know they're divorcing, but you get what I'm saying. It's right, Shay, it's going down. And this is the type of mess that we are here for. um, Again, I have dropped the link for anybody who wants to come up. You guys are welcome. This mess is to be shared. Okay. We move on. Revenge, PORN, really? I pay attention to promises, not threats. I had 4 kids some kind of way with you. Whack. Now, who got some revenge, P? I want to know. The streets want to know. Mama Joyce ain't told me none of that. The streets want to know. Hashtag typical. And for the one saying, I ain't never been quiet ever, tough. You about to see how quiet I've actually been. Don't be quiet, Melanie. Don't be quiet. Tell us all. Attorney on 24/7 speed dial 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, Melanie, you can't be telling because you in it now. You are in it now. Okay. If friends in your inner circle is sitting in front of me, smiling in my face, eating at my table, vacationing with me while paying for car repairs and Valentine's Day flower, and for hanging with my then husband and one of his side chicks multiple times, then I don't need it. You think we forget? I sure didn't. You should have sat this one out. Sit all the way down, sir, because the way the Scorpio is out right now, tough. Now, what she's talking about, hold on one second. What's up, Richie?
Hey!
You here for the mess?
Yes. My unpopular opinion.
Okay. Right now, okay. So the one I just read, she's actually talking to Marceau, who had chimed in, and so she was basically telling Marceau to shut up. What's your unpopular opinion?
I'm not mad at Martell. Whoops.
Okay.
Why should she have all these strangers babysitting her children? That's how children, especially little girls, get abused. Why can't he watch the kids when she's out of town? I think she's just as messy as he is.
Now, that is an unpopular opinion because, Gabor actually got me into the show. Gabor was telling me last year, why aren't you watching the show? Why aren't you watching the show? And I didn't think too much. I mean, I'm up to here on reality shows. But then I watched it and I found the love of my life. Tisha's mama. That I would hang out with that woman any day.
Wanda J. Blige. That was my Twitter name at one time.
I love her. Okay, so you're saying your take on it is Melanie does not allow him to watch the kids when she's going down the road. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, like why should she have all these babysitters? And we all see for ourselves all the events Mel does. She's booked and busy. Why can't he have the children when she's out of town? I don't
Is
like
that
when
in the
like
custody agreement?
I don't know, but why should strangers be watching your children and they have a father? I'm no stranger to co-parenting with an a-hole. But
For those
still,
of
like
you
I
who
was.
don't know, Richie B got a baby with a ball player. She done told her business. It ain't
Well,
me.
he's
She said
he's a
it.
coach now. He's a coach now, but
Oh, is it
still,
you share a baby with what's her name's husband from Potomac?
oh,
The one, hey Dr. M, the one from Potomac. Y'all, we just broke a story.
who's from Potomac? Got a basketball player.
Basketball player.
Samuels.
It was the one who got kicked off.
Do you
I
mean
don't
Monique?
remember.
No?
I'm gonna look it up. I can hear you, Dr. M.
Okay, hello. Good.
Hey,
Okay, it's evening here. Good evening.
are you here for the mess? You here for the mess?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Where you at?
I'm in England right now,
Oh, I
but
meant, I meant where you at on this story.
oh,
And the person I was talking about was Sharice.
oh, yeah,
Sharice's husband was the coach.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
not him.
okay. Where you at, Dr. M?
So I have so many thoughts, but I think Martell's in the wrong here. He I think he's the kind of person who wants to have his cake and eat it too.
And his coleslaw.
I.e., yes, basically, i.e., have his wife and have all his side chicks and expect his wife to just sit in the marriage, and then when she finally had the balls to leave, then he got mad and is trying to like put all the blame on her. Um, and I just feel sorry for the kids because especially the oldest one. The oldest one is I think 11 right now, 10 or 11 or something like that. And he definitely knows what's going on because when he goes to school, his friends would probably see it or hear it from their parents and come, and that's how bullying and things happen, and then he'll probably hold on to resentment for years and years and years. And when he gets older and finally cuts, possibly this is a possibility, cuts all ties with his dad would definitely be like, "Oh my god, um, your mom poisoned you against me and all that bullshit." Sorry, no swearing, um, all that nonsense, and it's like, and then obviously he'd probably try and get his younger siblings to stop talking to the dad, and it's a whole mess. Martell is just and it's just so sad because I feel like also probably whatever he went through in his childhood, in Martell's childhood, probably affects the way he deals with the things. And
Dr. M, now hold up.
yeah,
I'm not giving that man credit for that. At the time that you are old enough to be driving G Wagons and Rolls Royces and living in mansions and y'all are building all these buildings, you have the ability to go and get help when you
yeah.
have issues like that. So I'm
Oh,
not cutting him
true.
any slack
I'm
on
trying
his
to
childhood.
look, look. I'm trying. Okay,
That's
I'm,
Richie.
I'm trying to
Richie's
give
cutting him slack.
No,
no. I'm trying to
I
give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm really trying.
I'm not giving him nothing but a test for
what?
certain things that get cured with penicillin. That's about the only thing that he needs is a test for something that might need some penicillin, a 2 week regimen.
I feel like he gets a lot of flack because he cheated on Mel. He was the bad guy. He was the a-hole. He's petty as Lord is all get out. But nobody
Don't
is
like
really
gay
paying.
people, but
He
wear the
does. Do
tightest medium shirts and everything else.
I
He don't like the
you
gays.
really think he doesn't like the gays?
Well, I'm just going based on what Mel said.
I
We're
really
gonna
He's.
get we're
I
gonna
mean,
get
she
we're gonna
she
get to
is
that.
just as toxic as he is, and if not more,
exactly.
because she's really good at like making him be the focal point, and nobody really pay. A lot of stuff she does goes unchecked because she I don't know. It's like she flies under a lot of people's radar with her mess, and I wouldn't want strangers. I'm just keep going to keep it on the children. Like, why should these strangers or people who aren't related to us? I remember when I was young, like people that were friends of my mother, like would watch us and like try to touch us. Like people's children, like their teenage sons would try to play like house with us, and all that kind of stuff goes on when you have
I
But
other
you're,
people
I
watching your
understand.
children.
I
I'm sorry.
understand.
Hold on one second, Doctor M. 1 second. But we need to keep going through these things because
Okay.
she's saying that he has had 19 himself. So by that same admission, if she has had 24 babysitters and he has had 19, they're fighting about the same thing.
I don't believe he had
Yeah.
19, but go ahead.
Well, I just want to say one thing. How sure are we that the strangers in air quotations are the babysitters are strangers and she's had 19? Because how am I to believe anything that comes out
Because we
about
see
Martell?
Melody like working all the
Martell?
time.
Yeah, but what if she leaves him? What if she has the one trusted babysitter and maybe her family, her brother, her brother's husband,
Because can
stuff
I
like
answer?
Hold on,
yes.
let
She
her
said
fin-
it
let her no,
herself.
hold on, let her finish really
Okay,
quick.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh no, that's all I wanted to say. How sure are we to believe everything that comes out of Martell's mouth? Because I don't know. Even though what's her name, Melody, maybe yeah, she has a few problems, but I mean, I'm more inclined to believe what she says than what he says. That's all I have to say right now.
We can't blame Melody because she's working. It's not her fault that Martell is illiterate and can't pass that test. She's working. She's making the money. She's doing everything that he couldn't do without her. So, hey,
Everybody, how
Autumn.
you
Hey,
doing?
how's
Yeah,
it
I was
going?
just about to
Hold
say the
on.
same
One
thing that
second. Hold on. 1 second. I cut Richie off. Where were you at to respond to her, Richie?
Even on one of the episodes, I remember Mel saying she wouldn't let the kids go with Martell. I forget what it was for, and she took them to Atlanta, and she left them there with somebody. Ran. It was like a cousin, and she went to go do an event. Like she does stuff like this. She did it on the show. That's all.
Let that woman be great and work and have many jobs. Phaedra does it. Where you at, Autumn's mom?
Let her be great, but let their father is not going to uh are them, or or do things to them, or it's I I'm sensitive when it comes to children. That's all.
I hear you. Where you at, Autumn's mom?
of course, on a different page than Richie. Richie just doesn't seem to be a girl's girl. She always takes the man's side in a lot of different arguments, and I understand. But of course, I don't agree with where she's coming from.
I'm
Why is it
flattered
that
that you
she can
think so
believe?
much of me.
Why is it so easy to believe that Melody had 22 or 24 different babysitters, but when she says that Martell is up to 19, it's automatic. Oh, I don't believe that. First of all, nobody said that they were strangers. Like Melody just explained, she he had them sit down and name any and everybody that she had left them with at any time. So that goes for assistants, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, anybody over any period of time for any reason that was left. And that's where he got that number from. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. At the end of the day, I think the problem is this. Martell is a narcissist and he's a control freak. He wants to be able to control what is going on in Melody's house. So the custody agreement is she gets them 1 week, then he gets them another week, then she gets them, then he gets them. What I do with them on my time is what I do with them on my time. What you do with them on your time is what you do with them on your time. Yeah, you may want me to give you first dibs to watch them when I have to go to work, this, that, and the third. But I don't want to have to deal with you like that. I don't want to have to talk to you like that. I don't want to have to coordinate events with you like that. So no, I'll make arrangements with the kids when I have them, and when you have them, you go ahead and coordinate events. Don't stop trying to use the kids to control me and control how I move. No, She shouldn't have to be harassed like that. And I think that he's trying to use the kids to be able to harass her. It's either that, or he even said he didn't want full custody. He just wanted to be able to have a say on who watched the kids. But that's not your business. Everybody, as working mothers, you have the right to coordinate your children's daily events. He talking about, oh well, we could have get possible nannies to fly here and there. You ain't got no job, Craig. Who's paying for nannies to be flying here and there? You doing all this on Melody's dime. It sounds real good, but it's not efficient if you're not paying for it.
See,
I'm gonna let
it
Richie.
sounds like to me that you so busy trying to be caught up in semantics and let me get this money, and it don't matter what the kids are doing when they in my care. It does matter. And if she is just leaving kids with random people, why shouldn't they be with their father? I'm going to stay on that and not all the other stuff that you put in it, because it has nothing to do with it. Who's paying for what? They should just have one nanny. Who travels with them? It doesn't matter who foots the bill. That would be in the best interest of the child. I actually have experience in this realm, and it's not just going off of like what I think or what somebody told me on TV or what I saw with my own two eyes on this show, where she wouldn't let them go with their father. She just dropped them off at some cousin's house because it was a death in the family, and she left to go do what she needed to do to get her coins. But why couldn't they have stayed with their father? And I think Melody is so petty with the I don't want to talk to him. I don't want. You're co-parenting. You have to put all of it to the side to like do what's in the best interest of the child, and everyone is not mature enough to put their stuff to the side and do what needs to be done. And she seems like, to me, she wants to pay him back for the rest of his life for this coleslaw stuff with this girl, where she's living in her own hell right now with the thing with Sheree. So she doesn't have to pay him. He's created a hell of his own. Like she can't. She's got to let certain things go and do what's in the best interest of the children. Children get abused and hurt every day. It's not about, oh, they're on my time and I can do what they want and I don't have to tell you anything. Like, I want to know that my children are okay. Like, I never let my daughter stay the night with anybody her whole 18 years with me. I can't
My mom was the
remember.
same. My mom didn't really
Right.
let us spend the night at other
I
people's
would
houses either.
and when I grew up like that, we weren't allowed to just go to anybody's house. Anybody wasn't just allowed to watch us just because they know my mom. And Melody meets these people every day, like just these people. Like, who has 19 friends to come and babysit their children? And you got little girls. I don't like that. I
Okay,
don't like
well,
it
And
at
I
Richie,
all.
agree with what
can I
you're
hold
saying,
on
Richie.
one second?
That
Hold on
sounds
one
crazy
second,
to me
Autumn.
too.
Hold on one second. I want to first say, Richie, can you come back on camera?
Mhm.
Y'all, Richie is using Kenya Moore hair care. Don't let her fool you into thinking you see that thick, luxurious hair. That's Kenya Moore hair care.
It's a mess. I'm wanting to cut it the hell off.
I get what you're saying, Richie, but I also think that we have to take into account that everybody is not good at co-parenting. Some people are just toxic. And
Yeah.
the
Yes.
best case scenario would be is if you could have both parents, when you take them here, I take them there, and we don't have to worry about a babysitter or a service or a cousin or an uncle or an aunt. But this may not be their situation. And I'm not going to fault Melody. I know Martell says she cheated. We got to go back into these comments. I know Martell
Okay.
says she cheated, but I'm really inclined to believe that Martell is the issue here. This woman was a teacher who he got into real estate. She began flourishing. He utilized her skills, her ability to pass these tests to become rich. And then you trick off money on some basic coleslaw who, for the better part of I don't know how many years, antagonized you. If it were me personally, I would just say, you have the kids on your time, I'm gonna have the kids on mine, because I wouldn't want to be around you. Now, Autumn, I'm gonna let you respond, but then we have to get back to the
Oh,
things, and then we'll have like an open panel.
can I just say
Okay.
one thing? Can I just say
Uh-huh.
one thing before all this
Sure.
stuff? Also just want to point out if the
That Richie
kid
has that Kenya Moore hair.
that the hair is beautiful, but
Thank you.
um I realized as a kid, when the kids realize you're giving them ice cream and cakes for them to say, tell you about people who have been in their lives, they're gonna just say anything and everything. I've done it as a kid. When I realized my parents were giving me ice cream for to tell the truth or something, I would add salt, pepper, and spices to the truth. I'll mix it with knives. How the kids were just probably saying anything and everything to have more ice cream and stuff like that. You do you understand what I mean?
Hmm.
That's all.
Autumn, can I just say this before you go? Make no mistake, I Martell is a nut ass ninja. I am not on Martell's side by any means. I'm just talking about the children. That's all.
Yeah, I
Autumn, you
The
got the
understand.
only thing
floor.
I was going to say, Richie, is I do agree with you. I was the same way. I don't play that kids spending the night and being able to
Right.
go to anybody's house this time of day. If anything, you can't trust people and you don't know people's intentions. So if it was me
Exactly.
personally, that wouldn't go down. But if I take everybody for their word, yes, 22, 24 sounds excessive, but so does 19. So if he's doing it the same way that she's doing it, and we've seen him take the kids over to his mother's house too and leave them over there. We've seen him when he had kids have events and different things that he had to take care of. So they both work. They both are on the road. So if they're both doing it, why is it that when she's doing it, it's a problem, but when you're doing it, it's not a problem? To me, that's just a sense of control. At the end of the day, nobody should just have anybody watching your kids. I will say that.
I agree that he uses anything that he can as a means to try to control her. But at the end of the day, like the judge, I hope the judge does what's best for the children.
Hmm.
Okay, y'all. So we're getting back into these. We're getting back into these messy comments. Where we at? Where we at? We got the attorney one. Blah blah blah. Okay. I mean, if all the years you were in the inner circle didn't help, well, because ain't no way I'm kicking it with my married friend's side piece, side nor woman. Nope. And I called the wife and the kids' family too. Nah, y'all being fake. And people be wondering why I removed myself. That's fair. You look like a fool if they knew about the affair and you didn't. In case y'all wondering what I'm really talking about, thanks for sending this to me. It said, Toothless Marceau. This is what happens when your friends aren't in your inner circle. So I guess Marceau is taking digs at Melody too, just like his mother-in-law Wanda. And when I'm in these stories, I ain't taking time to proofread nada. So take it as it is, but know that I ain't graduated with the 3.97 GPA for nothing and have my students, not advanced class, scoring higher than the advanced students for no reason. So don't even try that one with me because I really can outright you every single time if I wanted to. So read and move along. This ain't about grammatically correct. That's, excuse me, that's like making sure your shoes are tied in the middle of war. We outgrow people. Okay, yeah, we heard that one. I said it yesterday and I'm gonna say it again. Keep going to social media and I'm gonna get that every single time, no matter the day of the week. So let's get into it. Now, y'all, why do you think why now? Do you think it's for the promotion of the show, or do you really feel like when a woman's fed up?
Why what now?
What, like I've never seen Melody go through all of this. Martell has called
Sheree.
her.
Sheree is the only difference.
I didn't even think about that. So you think that this new fake relationship is getting to her?
Yes. My ex serial cheater, okay? It's Sheree. And women tend to act up. See, coleslaw wasn't really a threat. It was like, ugh, she's young, she's dumb. He called her a peasant on the show. Sheree is a little different. She's Melody's same age. Whether we laugh at she by Sheree, she's still a housewife. She's not some just, coleslaw. So I personally think this is the difference now. She's been being quiet. She's the everything she does is strategic. It's not just don't take what she does at face value. I think the difference is charade. That's just my opinion.
I think
Um,
Martell is trying to get onto Housewives. I don't know why, but that's the feeling I'm getting from this. That's the only
um,
reason why maybe he's doing all his antics. Maybe his money's running out. I don't know. That's all I have to say about the charade thing. Also, I
I
have a
disagree with the fact that it's Sheree. If you follow the timeline of these events and how they actually went down, Melody went live and she was explaining about how people were coming and making comments about something she had said about her son originally on a previous live. And she also had mentioned, because some people started saying that her and that she had won full custody. And she said, let me set the record straight. That's not true. I'm all for you guys supporting me, but we haven't even gone to court yet, right? So that happened first. Then Martell came up and he went live. During his live, he made mention about how she accused him of stealing $17,000 from the bank account and how it was quote unquote proven by a judge to not be true and it was dismissed. And then he also stated about how he didn't want full custody, that all he wanted was them to agree on this parenting where if she wasn't available, that he would get first rights. And if he wasn't available, then they would pick the people to watch the kids together. During that same live, he then bigged up Coleslaw and said that he was somebody asked how she was as a mother. And he was like, oh, she's a phenomenal mother or something to that extent to both her kids, to
Are you
my son.
kidding?
You know, I'm dead serious. To not just my son, but to her daughter as well. He said that, and then all this text that Melody let loose end up happening, and that's why she said, "Why do you seem to have so much smoke for me, but that one whose kid over there always got a cold and always doing this, that, and the third, you don't say nothing about, and you over here lying. So let me set the record straight." And she just said and went ham. That's what happened.
And Order's mom, don't forget.
Hmm.
Remember, they just was on vacation together. When right after that fight with Tisha and Mark, whoever he was fighting, she invited him to go on vacation. And right when they came back, that news broke about him and Sheree. And she's been like in her feelings ever since then. And if you think about it, I would be salty. Hold on, sorry, I'm out of breath. I would be salty too if I just I'm making peace with my baby daddy. We was just on vacation. Basically, I'm playing myself again, and all this news breaks about him and Sheree, and they've been dating and all this stuff, and they're pictured
But
everywhere.
two things, Richie. One, don't nobody really believe that him and Sheree are really together. That's number one.
You think so?
Everybody really believes that. No, everybody believes
I don't
that they're
believe it.
both opportunists and they're using each other for storylines. Nobody thinks
I
that they're
believe
really
that.
into each other. So I don't think her feelings will be hurt at all.
I
Two,
do. She's a woman. She's a woman.
and then two, what she said that when they were on quote unquote vacation together, she went on and said technically they were not on vacation together. She went and took her kids on vacation with her mom. He then had them and her and the kids were in Florida. Then him and the kids were slated to be in New Orleans for Essence Fest, like the next day after that live video went live. So he was just picking the kids up to take them to Louisiana, and then she left to go do handle business. And that's when she went live and said, "People need to stop reaching. Just because y'all see us together is not always what y'all
Girl,
think that is."
did you
I
see them on the boat and in the kitchen cooking and stuff? That was more
I
than
didn't
him
see
just
him on the
picking them
boat.
up.
I saw her on the boat.
Well, even in the
I
kitchen.
seen them cooking for the kids. That's what parents do. And I think that they was finally coming to a point where they was able to be in the same room and co-parent together. But I think she's done with that man, because when you see somebody and finally see them for who they are, then you could be done with them. Martell is toxic and she's been flourishing without him,
I hope she
flourishing
doesn't go
without
back.
him.
But she's
I
You
still
hope
know,
she doesn't go
miserable.
back.
She is a miserable soul. I don't care what nobody say.
I don't think she's miserable. I think she's living her best life. And I think that she lost 185 pounds or however much that he weighs when he exited her life. And that's one headache she don't have to wake up to every day.
I'm not. I'm not
Hey,
really
Kobe.
thinking like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hello.
I just said, hey, Kobe.
Hello.
I don't think that
Yeah.
she wants him back so bad. I think that Mel prided herself on being like this, this top tier girl, bad B or whatever, and she, I can't describe it. It's like, her pride. I think it's her pride more than anything. I don't think she wants him back at all.
If her
She
pride is
might.
her, she deserves to have her pride. I mean, if it's her pride, he definitely chipped away at that. And if she has to rebuild it to get back to where she was from, where she started from, because she was a very pulled up woman. She was pretty. She was the one with the license. She had what looked to be the perfect marriage, and he effed that up. If you don't want somebody, divorce them. But he couldn't divorce them because he needed her money to keep supplying his relationship with Coleslaw, who we see now he doesn't even want. Colby, where you at?
I even think this thing with Sheree is him just trying to get at her, because I don't know whose show I said it on. I said, I can't wait to see who Martell gets next to try to ruffle her feathers. Like, and the housewife is like perfect, really. He's like, it's kind of like they got the same job, which is like reality TV. She's on top of her stuff beauty wise. He's probably going to try to help her do her lines and stuff. I don't know how much help he'll be, but that has to eat away at Mel, that he's going to take everything that they built and learn and how to, distribution and all the businesses they have and help Sheree. Like, that would kill me. Do you understand? Oh my God.
Mel is doing a course for $3,000 per person right now.
Yeah,
she's getting thousands and thousands of dollars for everything she's doing.
It's not about the
money. I'm just saying, I think she's won. It would not get to her that he's helping Sheree brand something that has taken 12 years, and we still have a fashion show with no fashions. But Colby, where are you at?
Hi, Colby.
Hello. Well, I'm a little, okay, well, regarding this situation, I think that Martell set himself up. He basically can't come back from, so when he first started cheating, we started hearing about the cheating rumors, he started to be held accountable. He said that the reason that he cheated was because Melody wouldn't do oral often. So he can't come back from that. So now he can come up with different excuses and say, oh, she cheated, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. But that wasn't what you said on camera. And another thing I wanted to say, so women are going to remember that. So he can't come back from that. And not only did he cheat on her, he cheated with the younger woman, Melody's accomplice, just a classic story. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he can't come back from that. And I'd like to add to it is that he thinks that if he tells some of her secrets or lies or whatever it is, it could
she
be
probably
true.
did oral, just not with him. She probably did it with somebody who was worthy of it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. And I think he thinks that if he can soil her name and give us more evidence, that public opinion will start to go towards his side. And it doesn't work that way. She's a female. This is a majority of female audience. They have her back, and you're the bad guy. Get over it. Take it like a man. Take the high road, because you can't win. The more dirt he throws on her, the vulnerable he makes her look, the more sorry for her women and everyone else starts to feel for her. So he's just digging himself a grave. And another thing, she's a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio too. She's going to get him back. She may wait 5 years, 6 years. She's going to make him pay. So at the end of the day, it's not worth it. He's going to lose. She's outsmarted him regarding the media. He's going to get himself put off the show because she's not going to want to film with him like she did in the previous season. And he has such drama with the other castmates. He's radioactive to their relationships as well. So eventually, no one are going to want to film with him.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to make his way to Housewives. But let's get back into some of these messages. Where did we stop? Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, so 1 minute you're in a
female.
I mean, Mel is very, very, very educated.
No, I mean, shout out to educated female in the chat.
Oh. 1 minute you on the panel talking about you ain't air my ish out like you were protecting me. Now you're admitting to, if I have known then before a TV deal, if double-minded was a person, it would be your face right beside it. I've said it all and I'll say it again. December 2017, I left your ass up, got an apartment, and was speaking with an attorney in Huntsville about divorce. Met someone during that time, but we never had intercourse. And as far as, well, we're not going to say that word, oral, I understand you mad but I ain't never seen a dude worried about something that ain't even his no more. Now, what she might be talking about is Martell posting this. This is apparently Melody when she was on a date with another dude, and that dude is being alleged to have been married as well.
Oh.
So part of the reason Melody is so fired up is she's saying that Martell was having her, like, I wouldn't necessarily say followed, but he might have had something like on her car or something, monitoring where she was. I don't know if that man was married or not. I don't make the news. I just let y'all know what's in the streets. um, where are we?
Do y'all think if she was over him, she would be going back and forth with him like this?
I do think that sometimes you can't just always take the high road. I don't. I had my daughter in December 2019, and I'm not even leaving the house because I have a newborn. And then there's a oh, we're not saying that word, that hits everybody. That hits. Everybody's scared for their lives, not knowing what this is, well, except you. So I'm in the house. But I found the courage to go out the house and get pregnant by somebody. I understand the projection. Said I was good until we divorced. Being with you didn't make me a good father. Being a good father. Oh, no. So we moved on to Martell. He said I was a good dad until we divorced. Being with you didn't make me a good father. Being a good father is just who I am. You didn't have the time for me and the kids while we were married. Same is now the reason for 24 babysitters. We don't owe each other. I've literally sat back and watched you make a whole tour of the city trying to dog and come for me and turn people against me. And I just step back and let you have it. But the real ones ain't blinded. Hold on, let me take this comment off. The real ones ain't blinded by your manipulation. And one thing about my kids, they are highly intelligent and they ain't about to lie. You're exactly what I said you are. I ain't got a coach. I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't got and ain't going to because I actually care about my karma, boo.
She is
And,
mad.
and hell yeah, I ask people why they trust their spouses around you. One
Mm.
you was just with is giving his wife hell, and now they're going through a divorce. So apparently, that video I just showed you was of this man who Martell is alleging Melody was dating while the
Oh,
man
so he
was
is
married.
married. Oh.
That's what Martell is saying. Now we don't know if that's true or not. We just know Martell has said that.
She said he
Um,
was going through a divorce, just right there.
no,
That means
that's
he's
this is
still married.
Martell. This is Martell. Wait,
That's
hold on. Where
Melody.
am I?
Go back.
This is going. It's too much. It's too much, y'all.
I
Okay.
was after that. Or whatever.
Somebody let. Okay. If our kids are with you all the time, I wouldn't have you in court for allowing over 24 people to watch them. Very scary situation. Somebody let this woman know that other people have facts too. We have a whole court coming up that says that you don't have time for the kids except for pictures and videos for social media. Melody, stop saying you've walked away from all these friends. They all walked away from your fake. Every one of them will say the same thing about you. Fake. Stop saying you were sitting back. You just went on TMZ calling me out my name, but I'm supposed to ignore. I was showcasing a BBL and you didn't know how to react. You keep me in your mouth. Sorry.
What?
Sorry. You have okay. You keep me in your mouth for a storyline. You have to because no one wanted to film with you. And then you're saying I'm delaying our court date. Houseway, how am I the dang judge? Tracking, you're delusional. I guess you weren't around me when I took pictures of you and your attorneys, Dan Crane, text message conversation about hooking up while you were married and he was engaged. Oh, Lord. Okay. While you were in our bed sleep, I guess her phone didn't know. I guess her phone didn't know about timing out. I bet you remember now that you were around me when I saw your brother had the C word. Fellas, make sure you check names and numbers because Mel had Negro's number saved as her friend girls' names and cousins too. Y'all, I'm reading it like this is hard to read. Gotta actually read those messages. Y'all stop thinking I did all this crazy ish. Oh, and none of this is alleged. So Mel, if I'm lying, sue me. These are the facts, and my witnesses are already on board, all while married. Crazy therapy for me to attend with my son because Mel messed my kids up a little bit by keeping them away for 56 days while falsely accusing their father of hitting my son 25 times and striking him on the head. Y'all, they are really giving us details from their court case. This is a whole lot. I don't think that this will benefit the kids in any way. This is some childish ish. Where are y'all at so far? Because we're not even done with these messages.
I believe they're still in court, right?
Yes, he's trying to get sole
Oh my
custody
god!
now.
Like they should just wait till after the court stuff finishes. For example, I'm going to give you a real life an example. You know, Gary Owen and his wife are going through a divorce, right? He
Hmm.
recently went on. I think
Isn't that the one that Wendy Williams was filling up on her show?
exactly. He recently went on Breakfast Club, and he you could tell he literally said, and I quote, he said something like, he really doesn't want to give out information till the divorce finishes, and Martell and Melody should take a leaf out of his book and just shut up till after the divorce happens. Oh my god.
Well, just for the record, their divorce is final. It's the custody that they're still in. They're going for now, but their divorce is final.
Oh, okay. But either way, just keep quiet because eventually my whole thing is the kids are suffering. You might not know, but mm, the kids are suffering. And this whole
Tracy, where'd
thing,
you go?
I, 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 I know as a kid, as a 10, 11-year old, when my parent, when stuff happened in the household, like an argument or something like that, fine, my parents never argued in front of me, but like you would know that there'd be this tension in the house, and it affects the way you think and move as a child. You're going to be afraid of telling your mom stuff, you're going to be afraid of telling your dad stuff, and that's when things happen to them as kids, they they keep quiet for years and it affects them. So this whole thing, they should just shut up, to keep stuff off of social media and try and fix the things, you know.
I thought Melody was so unbothered. They have two narcissistic parents, not one.
How much do you expect her not to? I mean, people in the comments are saying Melanie rarely responds. How long is she supposed to not respond? She's supposed to always take the high road?
Yeah.
I
Did you
think
say
everybody
yeah?
has a breaking
No, I
I
point
didn't
didn't.
in
No,
say
a
I was
that.
agreeing
relationship.
with you.
I thought you said yeah. I was like,
No,
dang.
I didn't say that.
No, I
I
thought
I
think
think
he's
Tracy
still
said
making
everybody
yeah.
himself
has
look
a
bad.
breaking
No,
point.
she totally has the right to defend herself, but she's not an innocent flower like everybody keeps thinking she is. She's not. She's just as petty as he is. It's not
Now, I
all
will
And,
say
and
Martell.
this.
when does that really
I,
matter? I mean, the fact that she's held back all of this time and have been like, tried to have class about it, she gets extra points. But at the end of the day, people can go either way. If she got wild and crazy, everybody will have her back too. And telling all of her business and saying she cheated and all that, that actually is giving her more points because people didn't really want her to be on the side for 5 years waiting for him to get his act together. They wish she would have cheated more. So if he tells us, they're going to say, "You go, girl." They're not
I
going to
should have
say, they're
It
cheated.
not going to
made
say, go ahead.
it made me like start looking at her like, oh, you're not some innocent
Yeah, and people
flower.
like that too.
Especially
They
when
want
she
that.
said she don't remember sucking the guys, you know what, and now they were going through a divorce. It's always some backpedaling, and she can explain all the nonsense. She has excuses for the stuff she does. She just as terrible as he is. And I'm gonna keep bringing it back to the children. It broke my heart when she wouldn't bring the kids to their book signing and wouldn't answer the emails. But he was able to bring the children to her thing she had, that hosting thing. It's just petty for you to not want to co-parent with your. She's just as bad as he is because she won't co-parent with him and then missing out on stuff. And it's just not all him. Like I don't like that narrative. It's not. And
Okay.
but Richie, can I say this? Ask you a question. If somebody is like, okay, you know how you the A word, right? You can't say that, right?
a hole,
No, the A
wait,
word. You
which
have
one?
physical and you have mental as
Oh,
well.
assault,
Oh,
assault.
abuse. Oh, assault.
Abuse, the abuse. So
Okay,
if
yeah.
somebody's abusive towards you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have physical and sometimes you have mental. So if it was a physical, then hands
Hey,
down, you
Tracy.
would not. you would not expect her to go around him or quote unquote co-parent amicably and be in his space any given time. But if we
See,
watch what we watch, it's kind of obvious that he was putting her under mental abuse. So if
can I
somebody's
answer?
mentally abusing you, why do you have to then put yourself in their space for quote unquote the benefit of co-parenting when you can still co-parent and not be in that person's space and open yourself up to allowing someone the opportunity to be able to abuse you further. Sometimes you can say
Okay.
no.
You don't
One
invite
second.
your abuser on
Richie,
vacation.
one
Go
one
ahead.
second, because Tracy's in here and we haven't let her talk yet. But
Okay.
when you're talking about abuse, he just said that Mel alleged that he had beat his son, hit him over 25 times, and that's in the court case. So
Right.
He
And
should
it's
be
not
in
just the
jail.
last, let's on that live
He's
that
gonna
he did
win.
yesterday, he admitted it. He said
Yes, he
that he
did.
did, yeah, he said that he did it, but he made it seem like he was playing. Like he said he tried to laugh it off like he was playing, but he admitted that he did it.
She's gonna win. She's gonna win for sure.
Facts.
so he did physically assault his child.
Yes, he
Yeah.
Now,
did.
I grew up with women.
Allegedly.
I grew
No,
up
it's
He
with
not
said
women.
it.
alleged.
No,
He
he
he said
literally
it.
said it
He
yesterday
said
on
it.
his live out his mouth.
He said
I
they was playing or something like that,
no.
football or
So
something.
what he said was he was running around. They were running around, and then he had to get with him. Those were his words.
Right.
Then he scratched his head, and then Melody just went and she called her attorney and didn't call him for him to explain. That's the
Exactly.
first part of the story that he said. And then about 20 minutes later into the live, he explained how he went to court because she wouldn't let him see the kids like he couldn't see the kids for 56 days because the
The
court
popcorn.
wouldn't let him see the kids for the 56 days. The judge
So
then
what?
told him he was not allowed to discipline their children anymore. So he acknowledged that, oh, I tapped him, but there was no bruises. So to him that wasn't abuse.
See,
So
Correct.
he's
so
not
he
smart
did
enough.
so he did
Yeah.
Now, if
acknowledge
he was
that
cleared in
he
court, then I'm not going to call him a child abuser.
but
That's
he
not
wasn't
being
cleared.
clear.
That's not
Yeah,
clear.
that's
The
not being
judge
clear.
says you can
Listen,
no longer
when
physically
you, that means he
uh
wasn't convicted as a child abuser. They don't play
he
with that
wasn't
stuff.
being he wasn't being
If
charged as
he
being
should
a
be in
child
jail if that was the
abuser.
case.
But that's
He should be in jail
okay.
if
But
he's
those
She
going
are
to
might
get
end
that
up getting
boy
full custody, and he's not
yeah,
gonna
but
be,
those
be
are
able to see his
25 times.
kids at all.
but those are two separate things, right? Because it was they went to in front of
I'm
the
going to tell y'all
judge,
some of
which is
my
their
business,
same
right?
child. Mhm.
I'm going to tell y'all a little bit of my business. So, my
So
daughter's
you really
father,
were, you really do have a kid with the girl from Potomac's ex-husband? Y'all,
no,
Ricky
Sheree,
but
is a ball player. I'm not gonna let up till I find out who's the ball player. But okay.
so my daughter's father basically like ignored her for the first 16 years of her life. And then like she had this coach who was doing like, cause she got into sports and stuff too. So she had this coach that was doing creepy stuff, and his girlfriend was cheating on him. So he started coming back around into our lives. And he's a narcissist too, eventually like turned her against me. And she put some tried to put some charges on me, and I had to go to court. I had to get a lawyer. I had to go to the special victims unit. And eventually I was clear because the story that she told didn't make any sense. So anybody can allege anything because he was trying to get full custody without anywhere to live because he had just come back to Philly. But anybody can allege anything, and that's what the court is for you to clear up your name. And if he wasn't convicted, I rumbled my charges, my case, whatever you want to call it. It was criminal court and custody court, and I won both. So if he wasn't arrested or charged and it wasn't put on his record, I'm not going to call him a child abuser for disciplining the child. Now, with me, my daughter wanted to fight me. I just, got her up off me, and that's basically all that happened. But she tried to turn into a big thing, and it wasn't in court. My point is, I was acquitted and I was cleared of everything with DHS, which is Child Protective Services here in Philly. It's called DHS. So if he didn't get any of those kind of charges based off of what Mel alleged, and I'm pretty sure he talked to detectives and they did their forensic exams and all of that. If they didn't charge him, then I'm not going to put that on him. I'm just not.
I
I don't
Okay,
wouldn't
think
put
but
that on
anybody
him
Richie,
either,
has to say.
but
Richie,
he
can I say
shouldn't
this?
admit anything like
Go
that
ahead.
on.
I was about to say, based on even what you just said, it would be kind of the same thing, but the fact that he doesn't have charges. He said that he put his hands on his
Yeah.
son. We didn't say that he was quote unquote an abuser. We said that he did hit his child. He did do what the child said that he did. Just like in your story just now, you said your daughter said you did something and you quote unquote just had to get her up off of you. So I'm assuming some kind of
There was a
altercation
fight.
happened.
Yeah,
Right.
there was a
Some kind
fight.
of altercation happened, but in it because it wasn't, I guess, meant to be, or you wasn't trying to abuse her or whatever. That's why you didn't have to go to jail or get, whatever
Oh,
penalties
I
that
went
it
to
would have been.
jail for a couple hours.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, at this particular case, he admitted that he did it. So there's really no argument. There's nothing to not put on him because he said he did it.
And see, that's why
But
I don't think he's
the
no match
child
for her, because the
abuser
fact that he would
label
even
is
admit it.
We
he admitted
didn't
to
say nothing about him
disciplining
being
his
a child
child.
abuser.
He
No one
admitted to
said that.
disciplining. He admitted to disciplining his child, right?
Hold on one second. Guys, thank you so much. Evangelist Val, she sent a $20 super chat. She said supporting the channel. Thank you. I appreciate you supporting my mess. Colby, what were you saying?
Well, I was just saying that I think that the fact that he admitted it. I mean, I want to have his back. I mean, I do, but I don't really see where I can. I don't think he's any match for her intellectually, because she's setting him up. She's already put stuff out there that he done something to the kids, and then he's gonna admit it. That was kind of like how Black China admitted in the court to Rob. Like, yeah, I put the whatchamacallit to his head. Like, you're just
Hmm.
admitting stuff like that in front of the media, and you're making things worse for your case. So I don't think that he can really handle her. I think they gassed him up. Somebody gassed him up, but I think she has better attorneys because she has more money. That's number one. Her attorney is probably going to be a lot more competent than his. She's already smarter than him, and she's already got him to admit certain things that she's accusing him of publicly. So
Hmm.
I think at the end of the day, and like I said, she's a Scorpio. He's no match for her. So she's going to play victim and let him attack her, and then she's going to strategize, and he's going to lose. And I feel bad for him because I do think he's a good guy. I don't think he's a bad father. I think he's a good man. But at the end of the day, you're no match for her, and you're going to lose. And then you humiliated this woman on TV. He triggers women everywhere for the way he did it, the way he humiliated her. He didn't
Exactly.
just cheat. Yeah, he didn't just cheat and keep it moving and was like, I was remorseful. He was like, oh, well, you should have done this. And I never wrote, he said, like, I didn't even want you. He even said that to her a couple of
Yeah.
times on camera. I
Yeah.
don't even want you. Like, you're not good enough
Yeah.
for me. So then, you know what type of feelings that inspire in women when they see a beautiful woman get abused like that, especially by a man that doesn't have more than her, that's not more educated than her, that doesn't have more money than her. And they're looking at her get treated like this. And then for coleslaw to be the woman on the side, that hits all
Hmm.
women in the gut, and they hate it. They hate this man. I've tried to defend this man in the past, and they come for me. So I just give up. I'm just not saying anything.
Like you said, like he triggers women everywhere to the point where people just blindly support Mel. And I'm just saying, I think Martell is trash, especially like you said, when he said he cheated on her and he blamed her. Like, that was so messed up or whatever. But I just don't take everything she says as Bible. And I don't blindly support anybody. I can really kind of see like what's going on. Like, she's using that narrative against him, and like she's used to see. Okay, so she's used to him playing himself in public, right? So now that
Right.
he's been getting his life together and he's winning some favor with some people, she doesn't like that. So now, it, we have all of this now. She wants him to be looked in with a bad light. I'm not defending Martell by any means. I'm not. I wish y'all in the chat stop saying that. I can't stand Martell. I'm just not. I don't believe everything Melody says. I see what she's doing. I see the manipulation. She's just as bad as he is.
I'll say this. I don't think neither one of them are 100% right or 100% accurate in their stories. there's definitely some wiggle room between both of them in the stories that they tell. Just listening to Martell speak on his IG live, and when you hear like the first story he tells about a topic and then he retells the story again later on, but then you listen to it and you're like, wait, that's not what you said the first time. And oh, now that you say it this way, once you feel comfortable and you just really telling us what happened, oh yeah, no, you did what she said you did. Now she might have put some sauce on it. She didn't cover and protect him, so she just was like, oh, this is what you did, and moved on. But there is that thing of when you sit down and just listen to him speak and you listen to him explain what he said happened, what he feels happened, what, from his perspective, and then if he is forced to then elaborate on it later on when he doesn't remember the exact story he told the first time, you hear what sounds like the more believable story of,
Yeah.
okay, I could understand. Oh, now if you did this, I can understand. Because when he first heard the story, it was like, oh, we were just running around the table and I had to get with him. And he cut him and he hurt, he was bleeding on his head. But Melody didn't even ask me what happened. Like that sounded like Melody was just being manipulative. Like that sounded manipulative. Like, oh, if they was just playing and he hurt himself, why would she go to her attorney? Like that sounds manipulative. But then once you hear him tell the story later, and he talked about how he spanked the kid and everything else, you're like, oh wait, no,
See,
I
I
see
turned
why
it
she
off.
called. Like I
I
see
turned it
why
off.
she see that I think that's what it is. Like if you let Martell keep talking, he digs himself into the hole where Melody doesn't look as manipulative. And I think because at one point she was just kind of letting things go and not really responding, that I think what Martell was thinking was, I'm going to get on live. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to promote the show. And because Melody doesn't really respond to me, I'm going to just be able to say what I feel and it's going to be good.
But how about
But,
this? Can I ask a question?
mhm,
Going back to like the original topic, I was saying about like the kids. Why should strangers have to watch the children when they have a dad who wants to watch them? Like I said, my child was ignored most of her life. Right? You have a dad who wants to watch your kid and not be around all of these randos. Like, what's wrong with that? That's the only thing I'm
so
defending Martell about. That's all,
it's
not anything else.
it's a two-part because, right, of the, I think he said, what, 23, 25 people, he said, right?
I don't
Both
He
know,
of them
said
man.
was,
20, 24 for her, and she alleges he had 19.
yeah. But the piece that they're leaving out is a lot of them are family. So, yeah, leaving your kid with a bunch of different family members when you go and need to do something is a lot, especially if you're coming from a relationship where if the two of us was in the household and you needed to go work, well, why would anyone need to watch the kids? I'm at home. There would be no need to have so many people helping you out and watch your kids, right? There wouldn't be a need if both of you are in a home and you're kind of rotating between when one needs to go out and everything else. There isn't as much of a need. But when you are a single parent of multiple children, it takes a village, and you can't always get one person to want to watch all four of your kids at one time. Like that also isn't realistic. But if you call a babysitting service, you don't always get the same person every single time. So it's a legitimate, reputable service that sends people to help you watch your kids for a day or a couple hours or whatever it is. They don't always send the same person. That isn't the thing. And then when Martell was like, oh, we could just hire live-in nannies at both of the
Yeah.
places to do this. Sir, you ain't got no money. Like you literally said how your bank account was empty, so you stole this lady money. How you paying for this?
But
Oh, you
even for
want
Mel
her to pay for that. Oh,
as
you
a
want her to
mother,
pay for
like,
that.
how much would a living babysitter be? Like, not, I don't think it should be more than $100,000 a year. They both probably make that from the show.
Why is this? I still don't understand why this is such a fight. I'm sorry. Wealthy people, I know so many people who send their child to daycare. They don't know every worker at the daycare. They are sending their child to a daycare who has workers from off the street the same way you're hiring a service to take care of your child. Why is this such a big deal?
Because your
I
daycare workers aren't giving you baths. Your daycare workers aren't helping you get
aren't giving you
dressed.
what?
Baths, like take baths, they're getting dead.
They change
It,
diapers. I mean, come on now, Richie. I get what you're saying, but I know maybe 90% of the world gives their children to either a daycare or a school of some sort where where that child will be with them for 8 hours a day, and it's not the parents.
I'm
I think that they are
curious.
making a bigger issue out of this. And hold on, Cotty, where are you at? Because
But I have one
I
question.
was
One
just
question.
going. So
How many women in this chat have had something sexual
oh,
done to
be
them as a
careful.
child? That's my only question. I'm gonna
no.
raise my hand. There's a lot of black women who have been the A word. It just gets swept under the rug. It doesn't get addressed, and it happens a lot in our community. And it stems from stuff like this.
Yeah, but that daycares too.
It definitely
They
it can happen anywhere.
it can
But
happen anywhere.
I will say this because
Okay,
I
so
was
let me go ahead and
I like
go.
I'm a mother of one, right? So I'm a mother of one, right? And it was much easier to find someone to watch my one child for me, even in my family or something like that, right? Well, my niece has six, and it is a struggle, and sometimes she needs to split up. Two people will watch this one person will watch this one because of the number of just surely off the number of children that she has, and your capacity to take in all the kids at one time to watch them for, a couple of hours while she works or when she needs to go here or when she needs to go there. So I do think it's not just like, if we look at like 24 people, like, okay, I need 24 people. I need to understand one, the span of time. Two, if it was 24 people and one of the 24 watched them for 2 hours while, I was over here doing something and I came right back, it's different than if that person was watching them overnight for 3 days. Like, I feel like there just needs to be, I think, a little more context of how long these people were watching them and who these 24 people are to then kind of give you the gauge of, like, is this really truly super excessive, right? Because I feel
Right.
like there's always like that gray area of, now, if you say it was 5 people watching them, but all 5 of them was your cousins and they had 8 other kids there, that's not really excessive. But if I start rattling off names of people who was watching me, that might seem it. So it's just, we don't have the context of that piece of it to really know, is that super excessive, right? Because that's like 2 different people a month. If you do 24 hours, 2
Well,
different people a month for a year, that doesn't seem super crazy, especially like a daycare service. You could have 4 different people watch your kids in a day. Like that, just
That's what I'm
depends.
saying. I mean, it sounds like that it's like they're just grasping at straws. But Cotty, I'm sorry, we cut you off. Where you at?
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, this whole situation is just pathetic, honestly.
On all sides?
On both sides. Like, I realize that Martell's poking the bear, right? And I understand Mel's desire to lash out after so long. But I mean, this has been going on for like a day and a half. Like, what the freak? What is wrong with the both of y'all at this point? It's ridiculous, it's childish, and it's pathetic.
well, I do think that he genuinely
Exactly.
wants his children, but I do think the optics of it doesn't fare well with the public. For example, I don't want to keep calling her coleslaw. Ariane, if she gets to keep her baby and she's displayed, having some issues online to where people thought that she needed some help from time to time. So if she's able to keep her baby and she gets to keep custody of her child, Melody, who's accomplished businesswoman, educated, everything beautiful, everything, and she can't keep her kids. So it looks selective because if you were to want custody, you would probably want to take the kid from Ariane because she's displayed having some challenges at certain
I didn't
times,
think
and she's
about that.
gone. So if you're going to choose, so you want to go after the same one and take her children, the same one with the job and career and businesses and all of that. You want to take her kids, her children, but yet you say Ariane is a good mother. So I think the optics of that doesn't fare well to the public. The public will never side with him taking that woman's children away. Even though I feel that he's genuine, I do really feel, I don't think he's coming from an evil place. I think he really feels logical. This is where I do agree with Richie, is that if she is doing all this traveling and you are Miss Businesswoman, then why can't I keep my kids? I want to keep my own children. And if I'm not working like that, I have more time on my hands. Who's best to keep the children but me? So I do understand him from that perspective. But at the same time, I'm also aware of the optics and the way that this looks to the public, and anyone else is going to evaluate the situation.
And I also know there's no way that he's getting full custody of those children. Not no, they get partial. They could get shared custody. He's not ever gonna get full unless Melody was like abusive, neglectful. I think that's probably why she's speaking out now about him leaving the kids with someone, because that does look bad for her to just have all the kids with random people, if that's true. So he's not in any danger of getting full custody. And I didn't even think about why isn't he trying to get full custody from Ariane? Because she's
Yeah.
having a meltdown as we speak.
But,
Like
yeah, and that's why a lot of times too, I
It's
like to come in
really
the chat here and
difficult
throw a
to
little
take custody
testosterone
away
in there.
from the mother anyway. So unless you can prove that she is like grossly unfit to be a mother, it's just not gonna happen. And I don't understand how this joint custody, it's the best option for everyone involved. And I don't understand why they just don't let it be. You mad, and now it's got to play out in the custody. Like it's seriously.
I
Yeah,
didn't even think about this. It says, should he ask for child support if he's awarded custody? Because that will be his next move.
of
Y'all,
course.
Yeah,
if he's
Of
not
course.
working,
he
he can't get
would.
that license. And Melody is bringing in, probably close to $1 million a year between the show and all of her other stuff. If that man asks for custody, like Quad's ex-husband, asked for spousal support, I
who,
would.
Dr. G?
Yeah, he asked for spousal support
Mm.
because Quad
It
would
goes
have.
both ways. Legally,
I thought
not
he was
saying that Martell
working.
deserves, but I'm just saying on the male and the female side, it does go both ways. If one was providing for the other, then the one with the less money can ask for spousal support.
Mm-hmm.
I
Um,
That
know
would
I'd
be the
rather pay
worst.
my mom's spousal support.
Oh, well,
But
then that's the
if she
next.
was like the
That's the next
breadwinner,
move.
I'm sure that he would have got spousal support. So it is what it is.
Oh,
okay.
that's
It's a different
Apparently in
kind
their
of dude.
divorce, they
Hold
well,
It's a
on.
apparently in
different
their
kind of.
divorce, they did no child support, no spousal support. They was just like, we'll share the kids. So now that you say that, it does sound maybe like, well, I'm broke, and I know if I
yeah,
do
I'm
this, I
And I
broke.
won't be
have
broke
and I
You
no
have
doing
more.
all this work?
and I have the
And
booked
not
kids
and
most.
busy.
not to be
I
funny,
need
but
some
let's
money.
be honest. It's not like he gonna get much out of coleslaw. Is her business doing super well online? Like you're like not to be funny, but how well is her business
They
really
said you
doing?
can't
Is
even
he
order
really
enough
gonna get
anything
like
off of it.
is he really
Who
gonna get
wants
money
it?
trying to get money? Like it doesn't seem like the investment to try and go for full custody of a child. If your end goal is money, right? I'm just gonna say
Hmm.
if your end goal is money, it would make sense to get to ask for custody of the four that has the money behind
Mm-hmm.
them, not the one that is
I'm
just as
telling you,
broke
that's
as
how
you
these
is.
It's
dudes
true because
do.
when you have legal joint custody, then neither gets the child support because they both are responsible. So yeah, if one gets full custody, then the other one has to pay child support.
Okay.
Look,
Now, if the
when
men,
my
hold on one
ex,
second. The men who do this, these are the type of men who ask for spousal support and who fight for their children just so they could get child support.
So what's
Yeah.
Don't
going
do
on? Good. I just really appreciate it. You're welcome, baby. Yeah.
when my
You're
ex,
welcome. Hey,
for
whoa,
herself
wait.
trying
I
to
really
get full
appreciate it.
custody, he was asking me for money before it even went through,
Mm-hmm.
and he has
Okay.
all the money in the world.
Okay. This is the whole deal. Why are y'all thinking or believing a malignant narcissist? Allegedly, this man is for nothing and nobody but himself. He don't want the kid with Ariane. He don't want the kids with Melody. All he wants is Melody's clout, what she's doing. She's moving different than every other person in the cast. Besides Stormy and her, who's really making the money? Who's making money on this cast? Who is out there moving like they should be moving and taking advantage of this platform? Not Martell,
Mel,
not
Melody.
Marcel, not Tisha, not Kimmy, not
I-
Tiffany, not
Y'all not
Destiny.
buying Marcel? Y'all not buying his calendars?
Chill
I mean, he
by.
did something.
Chill by. He is.
I think Kimmy
the
and Marcel
problem
are
is,
trying to.
yeah, no, they ain't
They're
trying hard enough.
trying.
They ain't trying hard enough. They not moving nothing. Okay. The whole cast, especially Tisha, is so pissed that Mel, she's meeting people in big spaces. She's networking. Mel is doing what she should. She's capitalizing on this platform that's not going to last much longer. Okay.
Yeah.
Tisha ain't doing nothing. What's Tisha doing? She done fell
Trying
backwards.
to be like Mel.
She done fell backwards, and now she wants to be pregnant and barefoot and back in the kitchen. Her last live with her husband at wannabe Scott Manor with all that rubble and bad
Martell is responding
foundation.
in real time.
You know,
Happy
I
Sunday.
can't even look at Martell's stuff on IG because I criticize his low budget wine, his reject wine. So yeah, I'm blocked because I asked one simple question.
What did you ask, Corey?
Okay, there is a medal on his wine, right? And I'm a wine connoisseur, so I know that the wines from California, where his wine is produced, they win medals over in Europe. They win medals here in America. It is against the law and illegal to put a medal on a wine if it did not earn it. Okay.
So
Sutter Home did win a medal.
Okay, hold on. So right there,
it didn't win a medal.
There is a medal on his wine. We just saw it.
It didn't win a medal. But you want to know why? Because it's Sutter Home's cast off. Right. That's why it didn't win a medal. And Sutter Home would never win a medal because it's cheap wine. That's like Arbor Mist.
Now, what Southern Home do to you, Corey?
Nothing.
How they get in?
I'm just saying. That's not the kind of California wine that wins a medal.
You don't want Inez wine?
Hell no.
I tried to buy one. Like, I tried to buy one. I was gonna buy one.
Say the orders while we're going out, like Shiva and Sheree. I think that's a perfect couple. In heaven.
I was hot mad. Listen, I was hot mad that they was $39.99, but I was like, okay, fine. I was supporting.
Oh, the wine?
But, yeah,
Martell's
but I'm in New York.
$39?
Yes, Martell wine $39.99. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Let me go ship the wine to me. And it was $40 to ship it to New York. And then $59.99. I was like, oh, I know y'all lying. I was like, how is the shipping more than the little cheap ass bottle of wine? I was like, oh no, I know you lying. I was like, never mind. I was gonna support, but I guess not.
I don't personally care for wine at all. Should have stayed grapes.
I tried to support.
Oh, so Cotty has a channel. She posts all of the Instagram lives from Melody and Martell. So if you ever need to check it out, what's your channel, Cotty?
Really? Cotty B?
I can't see anybody's name.
It's because we have so many people on the screen.
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and drop down.
You don't have to.
No, stay.
Okay.
Sometimes
you got that.
What's surprising
that message
about
up there takes away the names.
What's surprising is that we have a panel of people. I was expecting everybody to be Team Melody. So for at least half the panel not to be is really surprising to me. I enjoy when we don't agree. Nina is up here blowing up the chat because I don't think she likes Melody.
I'm team
Melody on this and Team Kids.
On this particular
Nina, where's Nina?
I'm Team Kids, and I think this is bad for the kids. Do I think that Melody was hurt by what he did and all that kind of stuff? Yes. Do I think like maybe she might have had somebody on the side too? Good for her if she did. If he could cheat, she could cheat. They separated, but what they're doing now is pretty disgusting, and the kids will eventually see this.
But can y'all agree that it's not all just Martell? That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
It's
I
not like
It's
she's
not all
snapping
him.
back too. And like I said, it's really coming off sad and pathetic on both sides. Now, the who's right or wrong in what was done is a whole nother situation than the social media war, which is sad and pathetic.
Where you at, Larger? Because I know you have some opinions.
Ooh, you ain't never lied, man. These, oh my God, can we just say a silent prayer for the children? Because they are of age for their friends, parents to be taking screenshots of this and sharing the messiness with the juveniles, I'm positive. But this is ridiculous. And I'm blaming Martell. It's Martell's fault. It's all Martell's fault. And you know why? Because he started it, y'all. He started it. If he would have kept his peen in the house, then none of this would have started. So he did what he did. Then he had the follow-up actions from Melody that where she divorced his arse so his community peen could stay outside the house the way he wanted it in the first place. And now he's having buyer's remorse. He got community peen, but he don't want it no more because he's too worried about what Melody's still doing with her stuff. And it's sad, sad, sad state of affairs. But like she said in the first reply, isn't this strange to come from the person that destroyed the family he's talking about? So strange. So narcissistic.
I mean, but how long
delusional
is he gonna talk about him doing
projection.
it?
How long?
Oh.
As long as he's still as long as he's
Please.
still quacking, as long as he's still taking zero accountability for his
we gotta
part
hear
in it.
about this.
I mean, are you listening to him, Richie? He's literally blaming everything on Melody. Everything is Melody's fault, and it's not. It's him. It's him.
Well, people who often do wrong blame it on the other person. That's not
she
shocking.
has to bring
But I
up
mean,
that
Melody
he destroyed
does
the
have
marriage.
Hold on, one at a time, y'all. One at a time, please.
I don't believe anything he
Melody
said about
has
Melody
control
supposedly
over
saying
herself
other things.
as well, and she is actively participating. So
That's just right
is
now.
actively responsible as well.
And every time she responds, we have to hear about how he destroyed the marriage. You got a divorce. Move on.
So he's the one that went live for 45 minutes, said horrible, dreadful things about her. Some more, because this is a pattern of his. She divorced him so she don't have to deal with him. But he still wants to deal with her because remember, she stopped filming with that ass. And people was making him call into scenes. Nobody really wanted to film with Martell. They had a couple
So why
of
is she watching his live?
They had a couple
Why
of
is she
shots
even
with him on
watching
the
it?
side. All of this is so he can get more airtime. They get paid according to episode, don't they? And if he's not arguing with Melody and he's not arguing with the brothers and he don't have no scenes with Destiny, then how is Martell getting paid? No wonder his utility's about to be off. All of this is because he wants her attention. And now he got it and he's complaining some
Why
more.
was she on
If she
vacation
didn't
with
give
him?
it to him, he'd
Larger.
have nothing.
I agree
Why would
with
she
you
let him come
totally,
on
Cadby, on
vacation?
that. Okay, so here's where I am. So while I'm happy that she finally lit his arse up, I do need her to go back to her grace-filled space and put it on quiet till she has her live event with the YouTubers and just ever so often respond. I don't need her to engage his foolishness on a weekly, daily, monthly basis even. It just needs to be a ever so often say your piece and keep it moving the way that she does. Because
Yes,
you're right,
Nina.
Cadby. If she didn't say nothing today, we wouldn't have had 18 more freaking things for him that are all full of BS and malarkey. You know what I'm saying? So yes and no. There's only so much a person can take or should take. And when you reach your tolerance level, you blow just like everybody else in the world. And that
like I
should
said, I
not be
understand
judged,
the
though. That
initial reaction.
Nina,
Why
where
is
you
she
at?
still going? It's a
Nina.
day and a half later.
Oh, see.
Nina,
Get over
please.
it. Like,
Oh,
he's
no,
gonna
see.
continue to talk.
But he's still
People
saying
will
stuff.
forever talk about you. You can only control your actions in the situation. She has responded initially. I understand. But a day and a half later, it's sad now. It really is.
It's still within her same 24-hour period as everything else that's happening. So I'm willing to give her the weekend. I'm willing to give her a weekend. But a week,
Nina,
I don't want her doing this for a week. It's too much for Melody for a week. I need her to go back
can
and
you
she's
tell
on the
Nina
Melody.
to clock in, please?
Oh, y'all better than me, because if I was Mel, I'd have been did it. Because number one, you can meet me in hell. I vacation here. We can party all day, every day. I'd have been lit him, The whole I done lit the whole stage on fire. And like, what? What's the problem? It was okay when y'all did it.
Right.
Oh, I can't do it. Oh, it's a problem now that I do it.
Right.
I would burn the bridge because at this point, let's be honest, she's making enough money to walk away from the show and be okay. I'm not so sure about the rest of them. So,
but where's the fun in that?
It would have been a very good. I'll burn it all to the ground and then leave y'all to pick up the shambles. Like, okay, so what do y'all want to do now?
Right.
Oh, y'all don't want to have lunch?
Narcissistic as Martell. She's not going to do
lunch
that.
Is not
like,
a thing?
how would she show off if she doesn't?
Lunch is not a thing.
How would she rub it in Martell's face if she left the show?
You don't need to rub what he can see from down below.
Absolutely.
Oh,
the same way she was like.
Wait, was that a sexual reference?
No, that was like he's down there and she's up here.
Oh, okay.
The same way she said, like, everyone
that had nothing to do with figure eights. That was nothing to do with figure eights, man.
All I heard
the same way she was like, everybody
sent
sent her Martell's live. So she was like, oh, everybody keeps sending me his live. And the same way he keeps saying, like, oh, everybody keeps sending me her live. Because apparently, according to them, they don't follow each other, but all of their, fans and followers and whoever else sends them what the other person is doing. That's according to all of them, which is fine. Makes me no different. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is you could meet me in hell because I'd have been ready. Like, okay. So do I understand her when she's like, enough is enough? And as long as you keep talking, I'm going to keep going? Mm-hmm. I absolutely understand that. Because if I tell you, as long as you go, I'm going to have something to say.
But
it'll stop whenever you're ready to be quiet.
Do we have to hear that he destroyed the marriage every time?
He did it. Why not hear about that?
Look, until he stopped talking about it.
Every time. We get it.
Look, every time I drink good tequila, I say it's good. So every time we bring up Martell, we're going to have to bring up the facts.
I don't think he wants her back. I don't. I just think he wants to torture her. He wants to like tarnish her reputation like he feels like his is.
I think he
what would hurt him the most is if she didn't give it to him. He enjoys this. And she's giving it to him.
She's responding.
He's relishing
it. Like, control yourself. I understand the initial. Okay, everybody probably will blow up initially. I understand that. But at what point do you stop giving it to him?
Right. Well, how long do you think? So you think a weekend is too long, Cotty?
I'm going to give you the initial, and then I no longer give an F.
That's better than me, because I'll give an F as long as I give an F. If I'm mad tomorrow, I'm talking about it. If I'm mad 3 weeks from now, I'm talking about it, especially if I feel like I'm the injured party. We talking about it. I'm going to go to my social media.
If I see you in person and you want to catch these hands, we can do that. But I'm not about to battle you over social media. I'm going to give you the initial reaction. It's going to be what it is. And then I'm going to ignore you. You don't exist.
But isn't that what she did for a while, though? Wasn't she just ignoring him? She just ignoring him for a while?
Hey, real estate insider.
At some point, she stopped ignoring him and she joined the party. So at what point do we then say, okay, well, how long is she supposed to then ignore his foolishness? Because if the statement is, oh, well, she shouldn't keep responding. It's like, but how long do you ignore someone who keeps on poking at you? Like,
right.
If y'all been divorced separated for 2 years, divorced for a year, why is he still going? Like, should that not be the question?
Well, answer this: if she ain't following or watching or seeing, has she even know? Because see, this is a sign of you not.
Because she just said
people are gonna tag her. People
are tagging her and sending it to her.
People will always tag you and stuff. Delete them, block them. Why you don't have to look at.
You don't engage.
But
But the fact that you are willing to engage in it, you just as dirty. You will
listen when you go.
Let me say one thing.
You say I'm over it. I don't care anymore. Then you literally don't care anymore.
When you go to therapy, they tell you not to engage with a narcissist. That's what they want. That's how they get you off the square.
I still got to see them, and this is how you know that this man is trying to get at this woman. This picture right here, when he is hugged up with coleslaw, the whole point of this was for Melody, because 2 seconds after that, he was already claiming other women with Sheree. Yeah. This was solely to get at Melody, and I don't think she posted it, and they were on her Instagram. they were on her Instagram, and he did this to get at Melody. So I feel like Melody is free to say whatever she wants. If she wants to air him out, she alleged that
Air
he was a
him out.
homophobe because he doesn't particularly like her brother, and she doesn't know the reason why, other than the fact that he's homosexual. So, I mean, go. I'm here for it, Melody. Anytime that you want to give us a chance to come on here and talk about all the mess and drama that's in your life and not in any of ours, I'm here for it.
Actually,
I'm
I think
not.
her outbursts have been actually very productive because she's tricking him to say things that help her case. So when he makes the comment that he doesn't like those kind of dudes, and he actually admitted that her brother was a nice guy and a cool guy and a accomplished guy. So you can't say I don't want my kid around him and then admit that there's nothing wrong with the man other than. So she's provoking him, and he's admitting things that makes him look bad. Also, with the situation, since he's trying to get full custody, and he says that she's accusing him of, you know, how do we say this with the children, like being aggressive or whatever. So he admitted that too. So if she's triggering him to say things that help her case, then she's actually the one that's provoking and triggering him, and it's helping her out because she's not admitting to anything. He's the one that's admitting things. He may be making accusations, but she's not clarifying, and he is. Well, it's not really that way. It's this, and this. So she's like, okay, thank you. So we got that. So at the end of the day, I think he's no match for her. She's tricking him, and he's saying things that's going to not be productive for his case.
No,
Oh
I
wait,
don't
so
believe that.
I agree
Erica's
with
As
saying,
in
that.
the
hold
court,
on
they both
one
look
second, hold on,
ridiculous.
Cotty, hold on one second. Erica is saying that he said that it was actually the brother's husband, so maybe he doesn't want his children around a gay couple, because she didn't say the brother's
Yeah.
husband had a criminal record or did anything like that. It's just the brother's husband, so he may not want his kids around
I mean, a lot of
a
straight
gay
men feel
couple.
like that. They don't want their children exposed to that kind of
The
lifestyle
bro-
or
the
whatever.
brother's husband is actually a school principal. So he's around kids all day, every day, and their parents don't seem to have a problem with it. And he didn't have a problem with it until him and Melody divorced because the brother was actually with his husband longer than Martell and Melody was married. They've been in a longer relationship.
I mean, I think Martell has basically like admitted that that's why he doesn't want his children around them because he hasn't given a reason why. Last night he came up with the whole she left him with the brother and he left him with this man as if he was a random man, not a school principal, as all those mom said. That's the whole reason he doesn't want his children around that lifestyle to think that's normal. Like I'm around these toxic what do you call this? Toxic what? Heterosexual? I don't know what you call that, but a lot of straight men, especially from the South, the Bible Belt, they don't agree with, homosexuality.
Well, I mean, it's everybody's right to believe what they want to believe. So that is what that is.
Y'all, okay, so this was supposed to be a quick one, but it is very apparent that people are split on this topic. Good news, this happened to me this morning. Definitely check out my video where I talk about it. Kathy Hilton and Jill Zarin like my posts. I didn't know that
Ooh.
these people knew who I was.
I saw the one Kathy liked, but which one did Jill like?
It was when I did this video about proof that Kevin Jr. did not steal Wendy Williams' money. She liked it.
Okay.
And now
Oh,
she's
good.
liking more of my posts. So
Okay, okay, man.
I was shocked, y'all. I mean, I know it just may be like a like, but I started the Instagram when I started this YouTube page. So to have somebody like Kathy Hilton even
That
like
means they're
acknowledge my
watching.
stuff, well, I hope not, because you know I don't hold my tongue. So let me
But
go
you
through
do
in
it in a
private.
nice way. You do it in like a nice and like respectable way, You don't like bash people,
Right.
Richie, I'm going to be in Philly next Saturday at Chima's. You should come meet me for a drink.
I will. I love chinos. Yes,
Okay.
no
I'll
doubt.
get up with you during the week on Gabor's channel. We'll have to link up.
Okay.
All
Boy,
right.
me
Well,
and
I'll see you
Gabor are
guys
bringing people
tomorrow.
together. Oh, but
Okay.
yeah, guys, check out my video. Y'all ask for shorter content. I've done 3
Who
videos. I
said
think I
that?
Oh yeah, I get it in my DMs all the time. People want shorter content, so I've been
That
giving
is
shorter
so
content.
rude. No, I want you to stay on for hours and hours and hours.
Not this rude.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to do both, right? Because some people are saying no, they like these lives where everybody gets to talk and share and everything. So I'm doing both. But in order
Listen,
for me
I
to
have a
keep doing
theory.
both, hold on one second, Richie. You guys go to those videos and at least like them. It helps me out. It pushes me in the algorithm, and that's what I need. What were you saying, Richie?
You never give people what they want. For years and years and years, people said, "Oh, Beyonce and Jay-Z, we want you to make an album together." And they made that album together. Isn't that like her lowest selling album besides the Lion King stuff? You don't give people what they want. It's the bottom line.
Oh,
No.
I give them what they want for the coins. So guys, thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Cotty has a channel, Cotty B. Larger has a channel,
Thank you.
LRCA Curves. And I think that's it for the people with channels. Tracy is famous. This is my first time having her on my channel where she's come up to the panel. That's this
What's
one
good,
up here.
Tracy?
I'm not famous. I just mod for everybody. That's all. I'm just
Tracy is,
all over the place.
Tracy is famous in these YouTube trees. So thank you guys for coming. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do Atlanta tonight because I'm tired, y'all.
Right.
I'm tired. I've done multiple. I might do a short about Shia LaBeouf because he then admitted to the fact that he did abuse that woman, and
Really?
he was pulling some Usher type stuff. Remember
What?
Usher
Oh.
and Quantasia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
He
wow.
had, I might have to do a short on that one and
Yes,
catch you
you
guys
do.
up.
Yeah. I need more info.
Okay. All right. Hi, Angela. See you guys later. Thanks for everybody who came up on the
All right.
panel, and see you
Okay.
at
Thank you.
least probably
Thank
Wednesday.
you.
See you
Appreciate
guys
the
later.
space, Mims.
All right.
Everybody
Bye,
have a
y'all.
good night. Stay safe.
Good night. See
Good
y'all
night.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Tomorrow.
Good night.